Welcome back to Beyond the Bureau, where we hope you're having a great morning, afternoon, day, night, or whenever you're listening to this. I'm SadieMae.
And I'm Quinn. In this episode, we are joined by two students from the James A. Garfield cross-country team. Thank you for coming on the podcast with us today.
In this episode, we want to talk to you about your experience as a student runner on our high school cross-country team.
But first, let's introduce our guests. Tell us who you are and how long you've been part of the cross-country team here.
My name is Ryan Stonestreet, and I've been part of the cross-country team for 4 years.
My name is Loreal, Puleo. I've been a part of the cross-country team for 6 years.
We begin with the age-old question on this podcast. What initially got you interested in being a runner in cross-country?
My sisters ran cross-country, and they were decent at it, and I wanted to show them that I was better at it.
Sibling competition. Works well.
Yeah.
My sister also ran, and I guess it was just kind of something that I just did because she did it.
I feel like a lot of sports start with siblings or friends.
Yeah. Within the cross-country team, is there mainly a competitive atmosphere, a close group of friends, or a little bit of both?
I feel like it's personally both, just because we know that we can push each other to be like the best performance that we can have, but we also in doing pushing each other, we just become close friends and have a good atmosphere around each other.
Yeah, it's also the same, I feel like, on the girls' side because we know in order to get better, we have to push each other to be better. And during workouts and races, we know who we have to be by. We have to compete with those people, but we don't argue with those people or anything. We know that at the end of the day, we're going to go back to the school and talk and laugh about it. So,
what specifically drew you to cross-country and not other extracurriculars?
I tried almost every other sport out there, and cross-country just clicked with me.
I didn't try anything else, but I'm not good with, working with people, so cross-country is better for me.
Do you feel that cross-country is more of an individual or team sport?
I feel like it can go both ways. Because, you score as a team, but you really just want to improve on yourself. And in doing so, you usually take your teammates with you, and they improve with you. So I feel like it just goes both ways.
Yeah, each race, you kind of want to beat your PR, but as a team, if everybody does good, then the team does good.
Yeah.
Everybody boosts each other.
Yeah.
What do you think the most challenging part of a typical week of cross-country practice?
Just getting up and doing it. It's a pain to you have a workout the next day and you just don't really want to go do it and you have to do it anyway.
It's the motivation.
Yeah, track work. It's kind of difficult if you do a long run the day before and you're kind of sore from that. And Flager's 800s. Yeah, it's going to be a tough day, but you just got to do it.
Shout out to Mr. Flager.
What is your method to mentally prepare for long races, practices, or times when you just don't feel like running?
Personally, I just do nothing. Just go into it and just do it. Just don't even think about it.
Yeah, you can't get out of it, so you just might as well do it.
Yeah, just keep a blank mind.
Yeah.
Has there been any crazy or funny moments during any of your cross-country seasons, and if so, what are they?
It hasn't been crazy. Our Camp High trip this year was pretty crazy. Just squirting each other with water guns and stuff. We did a pumpkin carving test competition yesterday, and that was just really fun.
We do scavenger hunts around town, so we take photos of ourselves with each other, and that's also fun. Yes, Camp High is definitely a trip. It's fun. Yeah.
What is Camp High?
You go down, I don't know what river it is, in a canoe.
Oh.
It's 6 miles or something.
Team building.
Yeah.
Do you guys do that more so as team bonding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you get stuck on a log.
Oh.
Are there any special traditions that you guys do as a team before races?
Nope.
Do you guys do the huddle thing on the start line?
Nope.
Oh, well, the girls, we get in a huddle, and we put our right foot in the circle, and then Flager gives a motivational speech. Then we do 1, 2, 3, G-Men, and then we run back to the start line.
Guess the boys are just boring.
Yeah.
We just warm up and run.
What have been some of your favorite and least favorite moments during competitions or practices, and why?
Favorite moment is when I PR.
That makes sense.
Right.
Least favorite moment is probably when you have a bad race and you know you could have done better, and you just kind of beat yourself up over it because you know that, as a senior, there's not a next time. So it kind of sucks that after, say, one of my races, I knew that I couldn't run that course again. I knew I could run that course better, but I don't have that chance to.
I think the best feeling is just PRing, but I think the worst feeling is that when you finish a race and you have like more left in you and you know you could have just pushed yourself harder.
Does our cross country team have any specific rivals with other teams? And if so, who is it?
I personally don't think so.
Probably McDonald, maybe. Yeah.
Has running on the cross country team helped you learn any life lessons?
Consistency. I think that's like one of the biggest parts about it, just consistency, like getting up and running, and I think it just applies to everything. Like be consistent in your school, be consistent anywhere really.
And also probably self-responsibility, because if you miss a day and you don't run and you come back the next day, it's just like you got to put the hard work in. You got to focus on it. So it's just doing that. So if you miss a day of school, you don't do the schoolwork. It's kind of like that too.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Have you ever faced any physical or mental setbacks during the cross country season? And if so, how did you get past it?
This year, I pulled a muscle in my hip. I was out for like about 2 meets, and it really messed with me mentally just because I was like, I'm not going to be able to come back of where I was, and I'm not going to be able to get anywhere. And so I went to a PT, and she gave me some exercises, and I stayed consistent with them, and I'm back to where I was.
Yeah.
I have shin splints, so sometimes, depends on the day, they're worse or they're better. And my 10th grade season is when they really started hurting, and I was in the top 7 before, but that season I was not in the top 7, and it got to me mentally because I was like, I'm never going to get back to where I was. Should I even continue running if it hurts so bad? But, I stayed consistent. I could take care of my body, and I was back to where I am before.
Yay. Have you ever been close to quitting cross country, and if so, what kept you in the sport?
Not really. I've always just liked it, and I knew that even if it hurt, if something was gonna happen, I was like, it's just gonna be over within the nick of time. So just keep consistent, just keep doing it.
I've been close, not because I didn't want to do it. It's because injuries and stuff like that, but I wanted to stay because I love the people that I run with. I've made, I think, lifelong friends, so I don't want to miss them.
Yeah, I feel like sports team, usually you guys become a close family.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have any specific goals or milestones that you really wanted the team or you to reach during this season?
I wanted 4 boys to get under 18 this season. I think we can still possibly do it, but next year I think it's a big possibility that we're all going to do it.
I just want the girls to make it to regionals this year because we're placed 5th and they take top 5 at districts, and I hope we can get there.
So, because you're a senior, do you want, after you graduate, do you want the cross-country team to, keep working towards the goals that you currently have for them?
Yeah, I do because I know they're great runners and they deserve a lot. And, for the program to be successful, I want them to go districts and make it to regionals. And one day, hopefully, they'll make it to state.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
We have faith in you guys.
Is there any advice you want to give to younger runners or those who want to join the cross-country team?
Have a good diet, don't skip workouts, and just be there.
And don't be afraid that you hear people say, oh, we're going on a 5-mile run. Well, you're going to get there. You got to work for it. You're not just going to throw yourself into it. And do the summer workouts. If you do cross-country, do the summer workouts.
Yeah. So you have to put the work in.
Be consistent.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to do something new and look at some questions from the community on the media page's Instagram. So I think we'll just read 3, probably.
Yeah.
I do, I'm pretty sure. Okay. So the first question comes from Joseph Peebles, and he said, what's the most difficult thing about cross country?
Probably running.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It's adding up.
It's just really, it's good, but doing hard workouts and then long runs, especially when you're alone, it's just such a drag.
Yeah.
It just makes you want to stop or just skip it.
Mm-hmm.
Or you get bored when you're doing it, and your body just hurts, and you're like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Why do I do this to myself?
Yeah.
All right, our next question is from Jackson Cushing. Is it hard running so much?
Not really. Over time, your body gets used to so much strain that you just build up a tolerance to it, and you just get better at it. So, now I can go run 6 miles really easily in 6th, 7th grade. That would be my long run. So over time, your body just gets used to it, and you just become so used to it.
Yeah, you adapt to it.
Sometimes I enjoy long runs because you just go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To get in that mindset, just go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another question from Jackson Cushing. Do you ever feel sick or like passing out?
Yes.
All the time.
Yeah.
Gotta push through it.
Especially after races.
Then what makes you mentally tough is when you push through the bad times.
All right, so now we want to do another new thing, which is our question wheel. This wheel has multiple different fun questions unrelated to cross country on it, and whatever it lands on, you guys have to answer.
Can't read it. The most interesting place you've ever been to? It's a tough one.
Probably Canada for our 8th grade field trip.
That was so much fun.
Niagara Falls.
I've never been out of the country, and that was just really fun.
Disney World? Went with the band.
Disney World's fun too.
It was.
Well, that brings us to the end of our episode. So come back next episode. But before we go, we want to thank you one last time for joining us today. And do you have any final thoughts or things you want to say?
Do cross country.
Yeah, guys, get on the cross
Join the
country
team.
It needs some people. Need some runners.
I got nothing.
Famous final thoughts. I got nothing.
Everyone, go support the GHS cross country team any way you can, and go G-Men. We're done.